Cheers.
Hi, welcome back. As promised, the 30-minute segment on dating. I know you saw I hope you saw the 10-minute video where we rated the apps. And then now we're going to go into a deeper discussion about our experiences dating in LA, our worst and best dates, and some tips we may have for you, and just follow us on this journey. And let's get into it. All right. So let's start off with,
Oh, Jesus.
I feel like we'll go with your best dates.
Okay. Well, to be a little controversial, I will not lie, because my best date happened to be with the white gentleman.
You did not have to mention race. You
Because I had to, because I've never dated a white guy ever in my life. That was my first time I've ever went on a date. I was even so apprehensive about doing it. Like, literally, I've never been on a date with a white guy ever in my life. And so, and I think about it, not to say there's anything wrong with them, but, coming from New York, stuff like that, I'm used to a certain kind of man.
Yeah.
So, but it was an amazing date. Like, I was 30 minutes late on my date. Everyone knows me, I'm late. But I was 30 minutes late. He was still standing outside, like, waiting on me. He had my valet paid for me, opened my door for me, like, he didn't, like, touch my shoulder like that, but he kind of, like, gently, like, guided me inside the restaurant.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Like, just on the small.
Yes. It's like he knew the right spot where it didn't feel like it was weird.
Yeah.
And so I appreciated that. And then when we sat down to eat, like, it's just, our conversation was just amazing. It's just like, we talked about everything from work and life, and he was teaching me things even as we were talking. And the one thing that kind of made me like was because when the waitress would come around, he kept, like, commenting on my skin. And I felt some type of way about that. Like, he kept saying, like, look at her beautiful skin. Isn't she so beautiful in her skin? And I'm like, I get it when it's me, I'm beautiful, but why do you have to keep putting out that, my dark skin is beautiful? You know what I'm saying? So that was the reason why I never spoke to him after that date. But outside of that, it was an amazing day. It was probably one of my best days.
Can I interject?
Yeah.
So, I mean, as you guys probably know, if you watched my other videos, one of my videos is with my current boyfriend. And he is of the opposite race. And he sometimes says certain things in regards to my skin. And I remember, like, but we make jokes with each other all the time. Like, oh, this. Like, we have thick skin. And I remember one time we had a very intimate moment, and he was like, look at your beautiful black skin. And I wonder if it's a thing where people of other race, especially when we speak about Caucasian, that they feel the need to, because, they have a history, not that person, right? That people, the race itself has a history of always putting us down. I wonder if that's their way of letting you know, like, I'm not that person.
Yeah.
And I find you so beautiful. But what they don't realize is that us hearing the black part makes us feel like, hey, it's not that I'm just beautiful as a black person or my beautiful black skin. I'm just a beautiful person.
Right, exactly.
And I need you to see me as just a person and not a skin color, because that's what I'm trying to see you as. I'm trying to get to know you as a person.
Right.
And your skin is last on my list of what I want to be thinking about. So don't make it, so.
I'm not going around saying, look at your beautiful white skin.
Yeah, look at your beautiful. So that's why but I think they don't mean harm by it. And a lot of times, I think that's what I like about being with him, is that we can have conversations about that. Because I'm like, it comes off weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I just have to be honest. It's just like, yeah, I know there's certain jokes that I'll make sometimes, like, we'll walk and I'll be like, look at my melanin, soaking up this sun. But I don't necessarily need to hear it from like you can tell me I'm beautiful. Like everyone likes a compliment, and I can't speak for all Black women. There's some Black women who won't mind it at all.
Right.
But I know for me personally, I do find it to be like a little awkward.
Yeah, it's kind of like when someone says you're beautiful for a dark-skinned woman. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, let's push past that. Yes, I know, like you said, my melanin is popping. Thank you. I heard it the first time. We don't have to keep constantly saying it over and over and over as if you're trying to internalize.
On the date?
Yeah, the whole time. Every time the waitress came by, he would make a comment on my skin. Every single time. And to the point where I remember I had called my sister and I was like, I just felt like I was a trophy. Like I was like look at me, I'm with a Black girl. You know what I'm saying? So I just did it. And he was also recently divorced, things like that. He's never dated a Black girl before. And so that's why I feel like he, our first times, we're now first understanding each other's races and things like that. And I'm just like, oh, well, at least now I know, you know what I'm saying, that this is how we think, but it's just not something for me. And that's why I realized I've tried it. It's just not my cup of tea, But if it happens, if there is a great man out there who happens to be of a different race, I'm not going to let it stop me from dating him. But I've realized that my preference is just, just in my world, So yeah. And then also my other best date, I would say, was when I did what's that arcade? I think I was telling you too, and I was like, I've never been there, and I was such a big kid about
it.
Dave and Buster's, yes. Full disclosure, I told him, hey, I've never been to Dave and Buster's before. And I just love the fact that he was like, I'm going to take you to Dave and Buster's. As a 28-year-old person, I've never been there. And so he took me, and it was really nice. We had so much fun. We still don't talk either, but amazing day. It was an amazing day. Amazing day. Yeah. And
sometimes it can just be that. Like, I have some great dates where I'm like, this is just all that it is. Mm-hmm. This is going to just be a great date. You're not necessarily the guy for me.
Right.
And show me a great time.
Yeah, and it's always good to just be able to feel good about being out and not feeling like, oh, this has to be something I have to get married afterward. Like, it's okay. I want to go to Dave and Buster's. Thank you for taking me to Dave and Buster's. Now I know where Dave and Buster's is. I can take myself next time. But thank you, So, but at the same time, I just feel like dating as a whole, it can sometimes make you feel like, oh, it has to be a certain way. You have to have these certain intentions, or you have to talk every single day or whatever. Yeah. And I think that was what kind of messed up that situation, because unfortunately for me, I'm not ready for a relationship right now. And he was, and unfortunately, it was like a give and take a lot of times. And I can admit I was wrong in a lot of stuff. But yeah, it's a lesson learned, and I'm still single. So.
Well, let's talk about your worst date.
Oh, child. Actually, that happened a couple days ago. That's the funny part. It happened literally a couple days ago. So, quarantine and things like that, we can't do much. So please don't judge the story before you hear the whole entire story. But yes, met this guy off of BLK. Ghanaian guy, tall, dark, handsome. He lived 2.5 hours away, and we matched that day. And I forgot something that intrigued me about his profile was he had put that I'm living. It was something about a quote on his profile. It's basically saying I'm living for right now, but I'm also open for the world. So with the person I'm with in the future. And I just love the way he had put it on his profile, and I was like, okay, let me see what this is about. But now I'm realizing I probably took the quote wrong. So, but yeah, so we met. We exchanged numbers. We talked on the phone, and I told him straight up, "You're not coming to my house. We're not having sex. I'm not kissing you. I just want to get to know you. We can do a game night. I'm cool with that. If we don't have anywhere else to go, we can go to do a hotel thing." He said, "That's fine. That's cool. I'll come by, pick you up, and then we can just go to the hotel." Cool. I told you, don't judge, because I don't do this. Literally, I don't do hotel rooms or people's houses unless we're in quarantine.
Well, yeah, it's a different time period right now because we're all on lockdown. So I get that you have to be inventive with your dates.
But unfortunately,
I don't know if guys know how to go to hotels and not expect anything.
My
God. I don't think there's a guy out there who's like, oh yeah, we'll just hang out and blow bubbles and like I don't think.
You took the words right out of my mouth, and it makes so much sense, because I even had to think about it. Like maybe I should have registered that differently, But yeah, I thought, hey, I told you everything. I put everything on the table. Yeah. This is what I want, and this is what I don't want. Thinking that you would respect that of me. One red flag was that on his way to me, he goes, "Oh, I have to pee," and I already knew that he was gonna play that. I knew because that's what men do all the time. And so they do it all the time. Oh, can I come to your apartment so I can pee? No, you can pee in the bushes.
I wish I would have talked to you prior to certain dates that I've had in the past, because I didn't know that was a game. Ladies, watch out. That is a thing that men do. I have to use the restroom. And I was so naive. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, come up and use the restroom.
Because you could have stopped. You had a 2.5-hour trip. You could have stopped, and he made it seem like he needed to go so bad. You've been to me. You drove 2.5 hours, and you had these bathrooms that bad, and you didn't stop anywhere, and you went to the gas station to get gas. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, okay. And I told him, hey, you might want to stop somewhere. I can't let you in my apartment. And I'm not trying to be mean, but I would have let you in my apartment on my own accord. Now I feel like you're trying to force your way into my place.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be petty. So we hang up. He gets here. He's gonna come pick me up now. I tell him, okay, wait at the gate. I'm gonna come to the gate. I literally get a text as soon as I leave my door. Hey, I don't know where to go. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't know where to go? You're supposed to be waiting at the gate. I come out my door, literally at the courtyard. It's like right where I go the opposite way from my car. He's standing right there in my courtyard. Don't know how he got in there. Don't know how he knew to come there. Because, my complex is really big.
Yeah.
And so he's like, yeah, I was looking for your building. I didn't know which one was yours. I said, I never gave you my apartment number. You would have not known where to find me regardless.
Yeah.
So why did you not wait in the car? Oh, I thought you were joking about not letting me in your apartment. And I'm just like, why would I be joking? I told you I did not want you in my place. So that was strike one. Then he's like, okay, well, fine. I'll go pee in the bushes. All right, fine. Go pee in the bushes. And he goes, you know what? There's too many cars coming. I don't want to pee in the bushes. Then you don't need to use the bathroom that bad. Let's go to the hotel. It's fine. So now we get in the car. He's literally staring at me. Like, he doesn't say anything. He just stares at me. Like,
in like a sexy way?
No, like as I'm doing to you right now, like that's all he's doing. Like as he's driving,
show it to the camera. I don't
like he's like literally like
while driving.
While driving. So it's like the most he'll probably do is like look up at the street and then look at me, but he's not saying anything at all. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, why do you keep looking at me? And he's like, oh, I'll tell you later. And I'm just like, does that mean that he thinks I'm like a catfish or something? Like now I'm feeling like really self-conscious. So I'm like, oh my God, like, did I like not fulfill my profile or something? Why does he keep looking at me like that? And he's quiet. Like, I'm like, and he's so quiet about it. Like, he's not telling me why. So we get to the hotel. He's upset because apparently he wanted a 1 bed and they gave him 2 beds. And I'm like, why does it matter? If I'm not sleeping over, number one, I already told you that. And 2, nothing's going to happen in the bed. We're playing games or watching movies and things like that. Because I'm just saying, I just like I would rather have it 1 bed than 2. It's a little bit more intimate. And I'm just like, sir, okay. Check it off in my mind too. We get upstairs, I realize he has no board games with him. All the games that he said. All the board games that he said he had were not with him. And I asked him, I said, so where are the board games? And he goes, oh, I forgot them. I'm like, we literally picked them out. We said Uno, we said Scrabble, you said you had all these games. And he had life.
Well, he said he had them at his house?
Had them at his house, girl. And I should have known. No damn 28-year-old man's going to have all these board games at their house. But yeah, had him at his house. And so he's like, oh yeah, I forgot them because I was such in a rush. I'm like, we were literally on the phone. You said you were like picking them out as we were talking. How did you forget them? I said, you know what? It's okay. But you know, he didn't forget. his Jack Daniel Honey and Crown Apple that he brought with him because he assumed that we were going to be getting drunk together. So I was like, you didn't forget the liquor, but you forgot the games and stuff. And he went to the store to buy the liquor. I forgot. So you remember to go to the store and get it and pick it up and all that stuff, but not the games. Okay.
He lost me. So you want us to get drunk and do what?
And do what?
We're gonna get drunk and just watch TV and movies? Because that's what I was doing at home by myself.
Exactly. I have a plethora of. I have Jack Daniels here too. So Crown Apple is disgusting. I'm not gonna buy that. But yeah. So now I'm like a little bit agitated, but I'm like, you know what? There's one more test I have to do to make sure that I know I'm not tripping. He said he had to use the bathroom. There's a bathroom in the hotel room. If he does not use that bathroom, I know he was lying. And so I let him go into the room first. He walks right past the bathroom. I sat down because they have like a little dining room set table thing. So I sat down at the dining room table. I'm like, he's just sitting there, just chilling on the bed. And I'm like, so I started looking at him. And he goes, why are you looking at me? I'm like, did you not use the bathroom? And he goes, oh, I don't even use it anymore.
I'm over. So he was trying to not pay for a hotel.
Basically.
That's what I get from it. It's like you weren't trying to do the hotel. You were like, why buy a hotel when I can get the booty for free in her place?
Mind
so
you,
that's
were
why
the one
you
who
did the whole bathroom thing. Because at that point, I've never had to use the restroom, and then all of a sudden, I'm good now. It just disappeared.
Unless you peed on yourself.
It just evaporated from my bladder. Mm-hmm. I'm good now.
I was so and that's when I ended up texting my sister. And I'm like, listen, if I text you a random emoji, please call me and make up an excuse to get me out of this damn room because I think something's gonna go down. So so basically now I take off my jacket and then I took it off and I put it back on. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to feel like I'm being too comfortable. Let me keep my jacket on. So I kept the jacket on, and then he starts trying to come over to me and cuddle with me. And I'm like, he's like putting his arm. No, I'm sitting on a chair. So he's like putting his arm around me, like he's sitting behind me. He's like putting his arm around me like this, like while I'm sitting down, like resting his head on top of me and like kissing my head. And I'm just like, I told you I'm not a kisser. I'm not intimate right now. Plus, I don't know you. I don't know where you just came from. I don't want to be too close.
Yeah, they're kissing the scalp.
Literally was kissing down on the top of my forehead.
So you soaking up all that grease?
All of my grease. I don't know the last time my game and stuff. Yeah, girl, all of it. My ass control, all that stuff wiped off. So then he goes, do you want to know why I was looking at you in the car? I'm like, yeah, why were you looking at me? Turns my face to try to kiss me. And I was just like, sir, I told you I did not want to kiss. And now you're like trying to do things that we specifically spoke about on the phone.
Yeah.
And now it's like, you're making me uncomfortable. And he was just like, well, I just assumed that when you saw me that you would just think that, you'd want to kiss me. I was just like, I know what you look like. I don't understand. And he was just like, no, I just thought that maybe when you saw me in person, you'd just be like, okay, I forget about the non-kissing. I want to kiss him. And I'm like, no, that's not how that was going to work. I don't know if you just thought that maybe you just were better looking than what you are in person now, but no, that's not it. So he puts on a movie. It's a new Netflix movie that just dropped. I forgot the name of it, but he puts on the movie, and then he's like, so why are you not come into bed with me? And I'm like, I don't feel comfortable coming into bed. 1, 2, I thought we were playing games. I have games on my phone you can play, like if you want to play that.
Yeah.
And then he was just like, oh, what games? Like, what you gonna play, like solitaire or something? I'm like, no, I got House Party. I like thankfully for my good sis Tiana. She done hooked me up with all these games in my phone.
And I got some new ones for Tuesday.
Yay! That's how I was just like, yeah, I got a whole bunch of stuff that's so fun. Trust me. He was just like, I'm not interested in games. So what are you interested in? Because I don't know what else is there to do. So that's when he goes, okay, you know what? Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I just think you're really attractive. You have like this something about you just have a sex appeal, and it's turning me on. And I'm just like, so what are you saying right now? Like, I'm so confused. And he goes, well, I mean, why else would we get a hotel room? I just assumed that like you were just playing hard to get. And I'm just like, are you like serious? Yes. Are you serious right now? And so then I told him, look, I'm going to buy some food. I haven't eaten today. Can I at least grab some food and then maybe we can just talk over some food or something and like maybe have like a dinner like date because this is getting a little bit much. So I ordered the food for us. Food ended up being terrible, which gave me a great idea. I was able to be like, I have a stomachache. I need to leave. I need to go home. So that's what I did. I said, you know what? I gotta go. My stomach is killing me. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I gotta go home. So then he goes, no, like my stomach is hurting too. Like the food was terrible. Let's stay home. Let's stay here together and like help each other. No, I'm good. Like, I hope you feel better. I'm gonna go home. Mm-hmm. I get my Uber, get in the Uber, get to my gate, realize I left my house keys in the hotel room. I was just like, mind you, I'm in the Uber, like making fun of this guy. Like, oh my God, I just like ran out on the guy. Like he was so creepy, laughing it up, so happy to be home. I get home, I don't have my keys. I was like, are you serious right now? Are you?
This feel like something that can only happen to you.
I'm telling you. I'm like, it always just happens to me. And I'm just like, how? And the reason why I forgot them, because you know, my car keys is what I normally feel for. So I know it's in my bag. But my car keys is with my car at the shop. So I only have my regular keys. So that's why I was just like, dang, like what am I supposed to do now? So now thankfully the Uber driver was really nice. He was like, I have a daughter. I don't feel comfortable with you going back by yourself. I'm gonna go with you. Takes me back. Aww. Yeah, that's how I was just like, he took me back. I went to his car and he gave me a flashlight. I actually left my keys in the car, not in the hotel room. So I had to go upstairs, ask him to open up his car door. And that's when he said, so you just might as well just stay. Why do you need to leave? Just stay. And I'm like, no, I want to go home. And my Uber driver's right here. So I open up the door and I show him the Uber driver and he goes, wow, you brought a man to the room? You brought a man to the room? And I was just like, it's my Uber driver. I just want to go home. Like, that's it. He's like, well, why would you bring a man?
I don't know who Uber gonna send.
Right. Like, who am I supposed to know? It could have been your mama for all I know. And he looked like he got so angry. Like he put like his hands are like clenching. He's like, you would bring a man? You would bring a man? And it got me like, okay, like you're getting really upset right now. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if you think we're in a relationship because we're not. And this is a bit much. I just want you to open the door so I can get my keys. I can go. He was just like, well, can we have a conversation first without him being in the room? And I'm like, I don't think so. I don't feel comfortable with that. He was just like, well, can he at least leave? And like the way he's saying it, you can tell he's getting more and more agitated as he's talking. Then the last icing on the cake, he punches the wall. Like when I told him I didn't want to come in, he goes, didn't I tell you to come inside the room? And boom, hits the wall. And I'm like, why did you pump the wall? You're getting me angry. I came all the way over here for 2.5 hours. You done made me buy this hotel room and this and that and the third, and you don't even want to have sex with me and blah, 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 blah. Literally told me his whole entire life. Like, you can tell, like, what his intentions were. I'm like, thank you for letting me know. I hope you have a great night. I'm going to go. And can you please just unlock your car door? Or else I'm going to have to call the police. And he was like, you know what? I can unlock it from up here. Just get the key and get the fuck out of my life. I was like, that's fine. And I left. And that was that. Did not hear from him again. Blocked him. And that was my story. That was my story.
So remember when I said it's something that can only happen to you? Yeah. Now the lost the key part. Left the key behind. That is a you thing.
That is a me thing.
But I have a similar story.
I know I wasn't the only one.
Oh my goodness. So this is when I first moved out to LA. Mm-hmm. And I was like staying in a hotel. And I was walking, because I used to do I would walk up to the beach. I was staying out in Manhattan Beach. Mm-hmm. And I would walk up to the beach and walk back. And some guy, I'm not going to describe his race, but he comes and he pulls over. Like, he swings down the street, pulls over, and he's like, comes out. He walks towards me. He's like, hey, like, I saw you walking. You're very beautiful. Do you mind if we exchange numbers? Maybe we can hang out. And I was like, okay, sounds good. And he was like, well, where are you headed now? And I was like, I'm headed back. And he was like, should we hang out? And I was like, well, not now. I need to hang back. And we went that. And so he's like, well, let's exchange numbers. So we exchanged numbers. We had talked for a few days. Mm-hmm. I looked a few days, if not a week, maybe even longer than a week. And on our phone conversation, we had the same thing as you. He said, hey, I live far. Can you come to me? And I said, oh, I don't have a car. I just came out here.
Yeah.
I was like, so I can't come that far to you, and I don't know the area,
Right.
and I don't feel comfortable going that far, and I don't know anybody.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, I would prefer if you come out here, we do something in public, something safe. And so he was like, okay, fine. I so happened to rent a car. Just because I was doing other stuff during the week, and I was like, I need a car in order to get around. And so I had a rental car. And so the plan was, he comes out to me, we hang out somewhere out and about, and that's it. That was what we agreed on. And so he had the same reaction. He comes out, he's like, I pick him up, we go, and I think it was like Panda Express, and we go and get some food, and he's like, do you want to eat it here or to go? And I was like, what you mean? Should we eat it here or inside the car? Like, I don't understand. And he's like, well, I'm tired. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, we can eat it in the car. That's fine. Like, if you don't want to be like sitting inside the restaurant. And he was like, okay. So we go to the car, and he's like, oh, do you mind taking me by the hotel? And he's like, I'm going to get a room for the night. And I was like, oh. I was like, oh. He was like, yeah, because I need to sleep over because I'm really tired. And I probably, won't drive back home. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, I'll stop you by to get your room or whatever like that. And so I stop him by. He goes, he pays for the room. He comes back to the car, and he's like, hey, we should probably like go into the room. And I was like, no, like I don't feel comfortable going into the room. I told you that before. Yeah. So like it was that same situation where he's like, oh, I told you I live far. If I was to come down here, I have to spend a night. And I was like, that's on you. Right. I told you I'm not going into a hotel with you. Like, I don't know you. My apologies. Like, I just won't do it. And he was like, I'll leave the door open if it makes you feel more comfortable. And I was like, it's not going to make me feel more comfortable. I don't know you. We're in a hotel room. And it's not even like just the Hilton or something fancy. It's like a motel or something. And so I'm like, that's even more sketch because then there's less security. There's less likely that someone's going to be able to come and help me if I need to be helped. Right. And that's only to mention, like, women, we have to be careful because, you can seem fine now. You get into the room, you seem totally fine, and you slip something in a drink that you made for me. Yeah. Like, I don't know what could happen. Yeah. Or as soon as I walk in the door, wink, and then I'm knocked out on the ground. So, like, I don't know you. I'm not going in the room. And I was like, we can hang out in the car. Yeah. We can hang out and go to somewhere and go do something. But I'm not going in the room with you. I'm tired. I'm just like, I'm not going to do anything. Like, come to the room. I didn't pay for this room. And I was like, I'm sorry. You going to give me the money for the room? No, he didn't. He did. I said, and this was my broke days. Like, not that I got to come up. But but I was really broke then. And I was like, I can't afford to pay for this room. And I was like, and I didn't tell you to get the room. Right. And I was like, so I can't pay for it. And he said, I'm not getting out your car until you pay for the room. I said, sir, I don't have the money. I can't pay you. And if you don't get out my car, I'm going to have to call the police. And I was like, do you want me to call the police? Because I'm going to have to call the police. I'm not leaving until you pay for the room. Okay, well, that sounds like I need to call the police then. And so we're going back and forth. And finally, I was like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay you for the food that you just bought. And I really need you to just leave the car now. Mm-hmm. And he's like, just tripping out, snatches the money, and then snatches my food. He did not snatch the food after you done paid for it. Talk about petty. And then he goes to the hotel, and that's all she wrote. Because you guys run into each other at the hotel? No, because I was in a different hotel. Oh. I stayed in where was that? I think I stayed at an extended stay. No, I wasn't at an extended stay that time. I think I was staying at some other hotel, but it was a different hotel. Yeah, that's good. At least it was a different one. Yeah. And that's clearly was a red flag because I'm like, if you sit in the car, I'm not leaving. Imagine what would have happened if I was in that room and I didn't want to sleep over or do what you wanted me to do, And it happens that way. It really does, And for me,
because I love dating like bigger men, like I love, it's just a thing, like linebacker, like built stature type of men. It's like, God forbid, trying to combat that. And when I seen him punch that wall, you know, I already knew, like, I don't even want any parts of this at all. So, because a man who understands will understand why I don't feel comfortable doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't have to break it down to you. I shouldn't have to, you shouldn't have to try to weasel your way in. And that doesn't make sense.
You're a grown man. You know that is not an ideal situation for a woman. You know that. You know I don't know you. You know the statistics. What's the likelihood of me being able to defend myself once it's me and you alone in a situation? Like, no. And they know better. And they try to pull these stunts because they're like, I'm not that guy.
Right.
I don't know that though.
Right.
Exactly. So I can't trust you enough to be this guy that you're telling me you are. And then in both of our situations, the guy showed up to be something totally different than what they were presenting in the first place.
And like my mama says, hell is full of people with good intentions. Yeah. Remember that. So,
and we hit our 30 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. But we are going to continue this conversation, not this particular one, but we haven't gotten to some of our other dating questions that I want to ask Debra. And so we're going to continue this. So I hope you check out the next video. And I hope you enjoyed this, our crazy situations, and her nice, great date that she had. So stick around, comment, subscribe, and
bye, guys.